Let's talk about 5 uncomfortable money truths, but more importantly, how to fix them. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a really good day. Today I'm going to be sharing just a few things that maybe you find yourself coming up against. I'm giving you simple, doable solutions and resources to help you stop stressing and start thriving financially. But first, if you're new around here, hello, my name is Lydia Senn, and I make videos on frugal and simple living or a debt-free family of 6, and I like to talk about how to save time and how to save money. So if that's what you're into, I would love for you to subscribe and join our community. Obviously, every single piece of advice I'm going to give you isn't going to work for every single person. So take what works and throw out what doesn't, because everyone's financial situation is going to be different. Truth number 1, budgeting isn't optional. I know, and budgeting doesn't sound like something fun to do, but if you don't have a budget, you don't have control. It's that simple. You might feel like you're doing okay, but the caveat is if you're constantly surprised when your account is low or you don't know where your money is going, you need a plan. So how do we fix that? Using a budgeting tool that fits your lifestyle. So something like Every Dollar, which is free, or getting Carly from Debt Free Moms Budget by Paycheck spreadsheet. I will link it below. Or maybe trying something that puts you a month ahead, like YNAB, You Need a Budget. Or simply doing what we do, which is writing your budget on the back of an envelope and checking in with each other once a week. Finding a tool that fits your lifestyle, because budgeting doesn't have to hold you back. Budgeting is freedom. Budgeting means you are in control of your money. You're telling it where to go at the start of your paycheck. You're telling it where to go at the start of the month or the start of the week, however you choose to budget, and your money is not running away from you. And I've got a few different videos on different budgeting styles, and I will link them below, and hopefully you can find something that works for you, because this channel is all about helping you work in a way that fits your lifestyle, because budgeting is a tool meant to serve you. Budgeting is self-care in its most basic form. But maybe Every Dollar for a zero-based budget. Maybe YNAB if you like detailed tracking, or Simple Printable if you're a pen and paper mom, or like I said, one of Carly's spreadsheets if that's how your brain works. But you can make it visual and simple. Color code your categories, use highlighters, a whiteboard, cash envelopes, but seeing your money move gives it structure, and that helps you stay on track. So start with just 3 categories, focus on groceries, gas, and extras, track those for 1 week, and that alone is going to show you where your money is actually going and where you can adjust. Truth number 2, you can't out-earn bad spending habits. Let me say that again. You cannot out-earn bad spending habits. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you're spending it as soon as it comes in, if you're not tracking, if you have no goals, you're going to continue to struggle. But the truth is, even if you double your income, it won't matter if you're still overspending. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how well you're managing it. So how do you fix it? I like to create a 24-hour pause rule before you spend anything over like $50 other than gas or groceries. Wait 24 hours. Most of the time, you'll realize you don't actually need it, or you'll find a better deal, or you'll realize you don't actually want it. And so maybe you're just adding a bunch of stuff to your Amazon cart or your Target cart or wherever, and then you just wait a little minute, wait a little second, and then decide whether or not to pull the trigger on that purchase. Next, identify your spending triggers. Are you stressed? Are you tired? Are you hungry? Are you emotional? Don't be spending money during those times. In fact, the other night we went to Sam's and I hadn't eaten all day, and I was like, hey, I'm hungry, Jason. You're gonna have to reel me in. You're to reel me in the snack section, because I'm going to be like, ooh, a new type of popcorn. I did okay. I didn't end up with a bunch of impulse purchases, but that is a spending trigger for me. If I'm sad, that's a spending trigger. So identify what yours are and plan accordingly. This is actually something that I like to do that has helped me, is I open the notes app on my phone. I put in what it was I wanted to purchase, kind of a little note about how I'm feeling in that moment. And then I just wait till, like, if it's Monday, I'm going to wait till Friday. I'm going to tally all that up and I'm going to see how much I didn't spend. And sometimes I'll add links because maybe I want to go back later if I feel like it, if I feel like I still need the item or want the item. But most of the time I don't. I've gotten over it. I have like broken the chain of impulse and it no longer seems like, fantastic option. Also, will head to Google and look up reviews for the items, and most of the time I find enough reviews that talk me out of it. Try a no spend challenge, but for something specific. So pick a weekend, a day, a month, a week, and commit to not buying something. So instead of saying, we're not spending any money on anything other than gas, groceries, or bills, you're going to say, you know what? For this period of time, I'm not going to buy clothes. I'm not going to buy makeup. I'm not going to buy random crap for my kids, like toys for my kids. I'm not going to buy home decor. I'm not, like, whatever it is. It may be that you're like, hey, I like to try new recipes, but I end up buying all of this stuff that I don't use, or I have a ton of spices and sauces left over that I don't use. I'm just going to take like a week or 2 weeks and I'm not going to try these recipes for this amount of time and just kind of see. My point is, everyone has something, and we don't realize it. Now, I'm not telling you never try new recipes, never buy new makeup, never buy stuff for your kids. I'm saying plan, keep it in check. Because if you're spending all your money on the flashy, cute stuff over here, and you don't have enough for necessities or savings or long-term goals, then it becomes a problem. Number 3, debt steals your future. The truth is, debt feels normal, but it shouldn't be. It's taking money from your future self and locking it into yesterday. It's locking it into yesterday's decision. That car loan, that credit card, those payments, they're robbing you of your options. And one of the worst feelings in the world is not having options. I had to go to physical therapy. I had surgery last August. And then I went to physical therapy and I was telling my therapist about some pain I'm having. And I said, is that normal? And she said, pain is never normal. It's common, but it's not normal. You shouldn't be in pain. And that's kind of how some debt is. Not all debt is the same. Not all debt is bad, but that is how some debts are. We've normalized it to the point that we think having 5 figures of credit card debt is normal, and it shouldn't be. So how to fix it? Choose your payoff method, whether it's snowball, where you pay your debt smallest to largest for quick wins, avalanche, which is what I like, where you pay highest interest first to save money in the long term, or maybe it's snowflake, where you're just adding like tiny little payments as you can because you're team tiny shovel. There's no wrong way to pay debt. Whatever you choose, just stick to it. Use a debt tracking tool, so sites like Undebit or a debt payoff planning app to help you, maybe a chart that you color in. But the point is, just find a motivation and keep going. Recently, we did kind of a budget audit. Where have we gotten off track? Where can we save? We're constantly looking for ways to save. And so when I canceled some subscriptions, I labeled them. So I actually had the money for like Netflix, so that money would automatically go into savings, and I labeled it, this used to be Netflix, this used to be eating out. I remember when my daughter quit wearing diapers, it was, this used to be diapers. Just little things that you can see add up over time. Every little bit chips away. Yes, we need to ask the big $300 questions, but the little $3 questions, the little bit of money that we're adding to our budgets every month adds up. What is $10,000 a year? $27 a day. Truth number 4, emergencies happen. Kids get sick, tires go flat, life doesn't ask if you're ready. It just happens. And if you don't have a cushion, it becomes a crisis. If you don't have a cushion, it becomes a crisis. Because if you don't have a cushion, it becomes a crisis, right? The difference between an emergency and an inconvenience is about $500. Well, more in today's economy, more like $1,000. Last week we went to the beach and we live near the beach, so we go frequently. And as we're driving down the road, our car started to bump, like bump, 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 bump. And my husband realized that the tire was separating. And so the next day was a Sunday morning. He called around, found a tire place open. The next day was a Sunday morning, and $985 later, we had new tires. There was a time in our lives when we couldn't have afforded that. That was the difference between having money in savings and not having money in savings. There was a time before we had kids when we had to borrow money from our parents to get tires. And luckily we were in a position where we could ask someone for help, but not everyone is. And so having a little bit of cushion is what prevents us from going into debt. So how do you fix it? By starting a mini emergency fund. So aiming for a few $100s at a time. This isn't a big emergency stash. It's just enough to keep you from pulling out a credit card. And I think of it this way, just one thing. Just one thing. What would I need? Like if somebody broke an arm and I needed to pay an emergency room copay or emergency dental surgery or an emergency car, how much would emergency car repair, how much would I need to weather that? So just one emergency at a time, because the difference, just one emergency at a time. And the thing is, we have the tendency to, instead of seeing the steps, see the whole staircase. And you don't have to have all that money today. It's just a little bit at a time. It's just the little incremental savings at a time. You can't start thinking of, well, what if I don't have the money and something happens? Or what if I have the money and something happens and it wipes it all out? Because that will occur. The point is, you have to focus one step at a time. There is no finish line in life. I mean, I guess there is, it's death, but there is no like, yay, I made it. Everything's now easy. Everything's now simple and I have no more worries. That's never going to happen. And the point is to just enjoy every day as much as we can and to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one crisis at a time, and not feel like we have to conquer the whole staircase. So of course, automate savings. Set your banking app to auto transfer $10 to $25 a week into a separate account. You won't miss it, and it'll grow faster than you think. Keep it out of sight. Open a separate savings account. So we have a high yield savings account at a different bank online, so it's not easy to dip into when you feel like you kind of sort of need it. But that's the money that we keep our emergency fund in. That's the money we keep our vacation fund in, the money that we use for copays for our daughter's therapies. And when the bill comes, we just transfer it over. Number 5, your kids are watching. Your attitude about money is shaping how your kids think about money. If you're not saying a word, if you're stressing about money, they're going to pick up on that. If you overspend or avoid talking about it, they'll pick up on that. Narrate your decisions. We're skipping that today so that we'll have money to spend on XYZ. We're saying no to this so that we can say yes to this. Or if we buy that, we're not going to be able to do this. It's okay. It's okay to be realistic with your children. You don't have to make budgeting a negative. We don't have to make it a bad thing, but we do need to be realistic. We're not doing that because we're saving up for this. Give them small responsibilities. Let them handle their own money, whether it's $5 from chores or birthday cash. Help them split it into spend, save, and give. I'm going to brag on my 12-year-old. He had a birthday. He got a lot of birthday money, and at camp last week they were raising money for a kid in our area who has leukemia, and I gave him money, but he wanted to put some of his birthday money in there too. There are some age appropriate tools, and I have like a little PDF ebook that I wrote that's free if you want to check that out and see if it applies to you and can help you when talking to your kids about money. I know these truths can feel heavy, but facing them head on is the first step to freedom. You don't have to fix it all overnight. Just pick one area, one step at a time. Keep showing up for yourself. You can do this. If this helped you, I would love for you to like this video and subscribe, but also leave me a comment and tell me what is a money truth that you're facing right now with Grace. You're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you, and I'll see you in my next video.